Okay, so maybe we, uh, like, I don't know, like the doctors do, we cut the cord for some of these stories and finish some of the loose ends here. Buena Brashov. So in the end, I don't know what happened, but it was terrible for a few days. I thought this is going to be jail or firing squad. Oh, I don't know what the. I don't think the communists used that when they did something in they. What did they do? A shot or I mean, yeah, well, one single shot. We read in the books about the Soviet regime. They would take them to a cellar, to a dark place in the basement, and then just one single shot. That's and then well, let's not speculate on that because it wasn't the case. So that was it. Now in Siberia with the cholera or whatever suspicion that was, it turned out to be all right. But then after what was it, 5 days spent in isolation, in like now with the pandemic, in a Sibiu hospital for infectious diseases or whatever that was, or in a special pavilion. And then after that, it was interesting because they gave me an assignment quickly. It was summer, it was the peak of the season. They needed my excellent services. Fuck yeah. No, I said it before. It was a case of scratch my back, and I didn't have connections. But then I did dirty work in the sense that I would accept well, anything, and then I would take positions in Slani Moldova, Căciulata, Covasna, places where nobody wants to go. It's boring. It's depressing in some places. It's nothing in terms of you get nothing, but in fact requests. It's not something others want. Okay, so with that, I would get rewarded. You wash the floors, and then we'll let you at the big table once in a while. So plus there was this thing with the hospital, and it looked like I wasn't a kid, of course, and they didn't care about people in general. Never mind the insignificant me, but still, it felt a little bit like I was wounded in the battle they all fought. I had to suffer a little for them, not through cholera, through infection with the cholera, or something, but still being locked up for 5 days in a bad place in Sibiu, summer. So okay, so they gave me something quick. It was something interesting. I don't think it was really lucrative, but they gave me a football team of, I think they were Druze from Israel as clients. They came from Israel, that area, so to say, that department, and citizens of Israel. But as I remember, Druze, so Arabs of some kind, and for some reason I think, and very nice, most of them, but very, very how do you say, hot-blooded, or easy to lose control. I mean, they would get pissed off quite often for nothing. I mean, between them, Khallas Yalla. And then I learned some Arabic being with this group and others, but most of it is gone. So I'm left with Khallas, finish, Yalla. Shukran. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. Wahat nin talathi arba. I knew a little more. I knew a little more, but then with these groups it was interesting, fun, and frustrating very often because I tried hard to do my homework, and with time I had I had accumulated some knowledge, some special details, and I love to know that I'm trying hard and I'm competent at the very least. So I would get on the bus and try and give them the culture, the flavor of the place, my extensive, wonderful knowledge. But after I said, okay, this is Bucharest mentioned for the first time, 1459 document. What termina? They would say Ali, sure. It wasn't Ralini, it was Ali. I mean, true, I also wanted to use a different name generally, pseudonym, because it didn't help. There was this infamous case we all heard there about it. This guy did something, I mean, I don't know, Will tried to do something and get some money on the side. I mean, once in a while, he even did tours. I will get to that. I offered, okay, officially you can do this for this much, $25. We'll do it for 15, let's say. So this guy got a letter of thank you, not for the tour, but I don't know, thank you, Mihai Popescu, because with this group on the, and so they could find him between the 20th of September 1982 and 27th. You were very nice, gentle, and you found Pepsi when there was none, and you it's some specific things, acts he did, which were against the law, and with his name. So I thought, well, it's best if. Plus, the name is complicated, Ralini. I'm never gonna remember that. Many would say so. It was Dawn, and that. Plus, I had this thing. I thought, let's make a joke. Let's make many jokes all the time. It was joking and trying to be, in a good connection, relationship together. That's the secret of hospitality, right? And I would say from the beginning something like, I'm Lieutenant Don with the KGB. So anything you say will be. Oh, and but then they realized I wouldn't say that and it was a way of trying to get over this idea, because they came with the information that they have to be careful with everybody they meet. Very good information otherwise. So if there would be a way to get over this, not mutual suspicion, I knew they wouldn't go to the trouble of having somebody from there spy, pay them to spy on me. I mean, I was so insignificant, it wasn't worth the trouble. But that was the way. So now coming back to the Arab groups in general, Ali Shu, or something. I mean, never mind, forget about it. Like in Donnie Brasco. Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp character, he says at one point to his colleagues, well, mafiosi, good fellas, they say forget about it for everything. It's a nice car, well, forget about it, or just forget about it. And, oh, what a nice apartment, forget about it. So Ali should forget about it, and they would, let's have music. No, we don't. We're not interested. Bucharest, when Cala Victoria, this avenue, that building, forget about it. So Ali should. And quite often a guy would come and take the microphone and trying to blend in, and I would also, and then somebody would, they would just take the, and then and yeah, and even enjoyed some of that music. I mean, I have even now, I can't put on to give you an idea now, but some of it is quite exciting. Habibi, Habibi. Anyway, So with this group from the football team, rather obscure. I don't know what league, third league or something, but impressive in terms of they did this together as a team. We had some friendly organized in a stadium in Brasov. In Brasov, that was our base. We stayed. And at one point we met, and I don't remember my role, but I had some role in it. I think, jealous, envious a little. I was thinking afterwards, why the hell did I allow this to happen or something like that? Because there were some East German girls, and instead of stepping in and using my first come, first serve, I mean, if she prefers something else, of course, it's that's the idea. But what if she doesn't even know there is a choice? I mean, there is a choice. I mean, in the sense that she can choose between me and because there's always a choice. She can say no. I mean, I don't like you. That's it. If there's nobody else around to go to the disco to have an intimacy with, then no, it's not okay. No, but I for some reason, I know I did some wrong things in the sense that I thought, well, I should have not made this thing to bring in everybody in the boy in the group, let's say. I mean, because why do it? It's true. On the other hand, I also remember there was somebody from Russia, a rather nice girl, and that must have been part of the. I mean, I'm thinking now of that Alan from Two and a Half Brothers. Without the charm, the attractivity of strong, exotic football players coming from abroad, which is such an appeal in a prison like the communist country we were then. So like Alan, who's a loser, I had some moments when probably I enjoyed this idea that it can be with this girl from Russia, very nice, and these German, one of these German beauties, but the generosity, the munificence of this heart made it say, okay, let's get them acquainted, these girls and the football players. Only, oops, to regret it later. But then, there it is. So, yeah, my rock groups. There would be one later, which I shared. I already hinted at that, mentioned a few details I would share with Daniel. But let's see. Maybe that's for tomorrow.